Hey, welcome everyone. Whether you're watching on my YouTube channel, youtube.com/at AJTRIP20, whether you are listening to this on my Game According to Me podcast, or you're listening to this on the Word According to Me podcast, welcome everybody to this podcast. This is a simulcast edition of both the Game According to Me podcast and the Word According to Me podcast, and obviously you will see this on the YouTube channel as well. This is me. I'm going to give you an update on what I want to have happen this year when it comes to all of my content. What I want to do with my YouTube channel, what I want to do with my Twitch channel, what I want to do with my podcast. And actually, I think let's start with the podcast, and because I think my podcast needs to start with because actually I haven't done a few podcasts in a while with both on the sports and the non-sports side. So we'll start there, and then we'll go to YouTube and then to Twitch, and if there's anything else I need to talk about. But yeah, this podcast is calling a new year, a new me, and hopefully that does happen this year. So let's go ahead and let's get it cracking. Now, just to let you know, I'm recording this before this is actually going to be put out. So, but on the day this is put out, I'm actually will probably have missed. I would not probably. I would have missed three um, of the last four. The Game According to Me's, when I talk about what's going on in the world of sports, and there's been many situations about why I actually would have, would I have missed um, doing the Game According to Me's. You know, there are many reasons. I've been tired, a little fatigued. Um, I've been doing them for the longest time. I've been doing them on the wrong day when I should have been doing them on one day. And I was doing them on the other day, and I was getting, and that was kind of breaking me down as well. I was doing them on Tuesday. I should have been doing them on Wednesday from the very start. About my tired and fatigue, it's been like that ever since I've pretty much moved back to Chicago. Well, seemingly I'm going to I'm just falling asleep. Like I fall asleep like in the middle of a show in at nighttime, and and then I wake up in the middle of the night, and then I can't go back to sleep, so then I stay up the rest of the time, or something like that. So I don't know. I think I got something to combat that fatigue slash tiredness type of feel. For that, I think what I've got done is for like the last maybe it was a year or so down in North Carolina, I slept with a CPAP. Slept with a CPAP machine, um, and I slept for most part very well with that machine. I go to sleep. I try what I would try to do. I try to go to sleep at at 2 and wake up at 10 because North Carolina's an hour ahead. Because when I was here in Chicago, my thing was get 8 hours of sleep, go to bed at 1, wake up at 9. That's how that's how you get 8 hours of sleep. For the most part, that was happening. When I was in Chicago, man, when I get down to Charlotte, things it's a total change, time difference, and things like that, and just so much other things that were going on that I wasn't getting sleep. So then when I finally got a sleep app machine, I was starting to get sleep. Now I still wasn't getting maybe like the 8 hours because I was still going to bed maybe like around 2 o'clock, and but I was waking up maybe like about 9, 9:30 sometimes like that. So, but the people say that you get 7 to 8 hours of sleep. That's good enough, and that's what I was getting. I was getting 7 to 8 hours sleep, and it was good enough. I wasn't feeling tired, and I wasn't feeling anything like that. So I was starting to feel good, and so when I came back up here to move back up here to Chicago, I guess I had my CPAP machine AC powered cord in a box with a bunch of other cords that I just threw away because I was like I don't need all of those cords, so I just threw them away, and so I just did that. So this past week I finally said, I'm just always so tired, and I wanna. And the other thing I want to do is I want to get better, and I think that's one of the things that's affected me is the fact that I can't do all of this stuff that I want to do effectively because I'm falling asleep. Like in the middle of games and things like that, or I'm just not, I'm just feeling so tired, and I get so tired, and I get up and I just kind of doesn't want to do something, and that's never been my thing for the most part. So I didn't like that. So I went on and I bought found an adapter which works, AC power cord for my CPAP machine which works, and I started using that. And I did. The last couple of days I've used it. Yeah, I think there's a difference. I've kind of slept through the night, and I think one of the biggest things also was that, without the CPAP. Now I was kind of sleeping through the night, without the CPAP machine, but my mouth was wide open, and it got so dry and things like that. Now my mouth is a little open when I get the CPAP machine, but it's not. I don't think it's as open as before, and it still gets some dry. But hopefully, over time comes back, that will shut out, and maybe it's one of the ways I sleep. Maybe I need to get rid of a pillow. Maybe I need to add a pillow. I'm not sure, but I'm hoping that's gonna be better out. I hope that's going to help me out because one of the things that I would like to do is to do these podcasts, and and maybe the thing to do is maybe to get up a little bit earlier and doing them. If I want to go to bed at 1 and get up at 9, if I can get back to that, extreme, then you want to start, you want to do this podcast, get up a little early, get up at like 8 o'clock, and so that you can get up and do them. And at this time right now, I am, that could happen. Yesterday I went to bed at 1 and I got up at 8, and it was fine. So I'm really thinking, I'm hoping that the CPAP machine can help me do that because I've just felt bad not being able to do these sports podcasts over the past 3 or 4 weeks. And there's a lot of stuff to talk about. We got Monday, this week coming up. There's gonna be coach firings to talk about, and things like that in the NFL. We've got the national championship game, which would be awesome to talk about as well. There's like so much stuff, but I actually think that what I decided to do is because I was gonna do this podcast first, and what I decided to do is that maybe I should try to take a few things off for doing it. So maybe that is the best for right now. It's for right now to take off the rest of the season when it comes to doing the sports podcast. Take off a couple of days of the rest of the season, and don't do your podcast again until the Super Bowl. So the next game, according to me, to talk about sports would be the Super Bowl, right? Would be the Super Bowl version. And then that's where I do my rapid reaction here on my YouTube channel. And then I take the audio the next day and I put it to and I upload it, to the next day onto the podcast, so that it's available on the podcast. And then we'll see. And then that what I would do, that will give me a few times to see if this is working, see if this is getting me back into that ability of maybe sleeping, better and sleeping more effectively, at least than I have been. Maybe sleeping longer without breaks, having to get up, feel like having to get up and drink water to get rid of the dry mouth and all that other stuff, or even get up to use the washroom, whatever that may be. I just don't have the feeling anymore to do all that, and then maybe that will be more effective for me wanting to do the podcast, wanting to do other stuff as well when it comes to my content creation. I think that could very much well help. So yeah, I have kind of decided for that for the game, according to me, to kind of take a bigger of a hiatus. We'll be back after the Super Bowl. Now, as for how I normally do things, is that after the football season, after the Super Bowl, I usually do the game, according to me, once a month. I talk about what has gone on during that time in sports. I was trying to think. That is something that I want to do again. And I was thinking about it, and maybe what I will try to do, is maybe I'll try in March, and maybe I'll try in April, and I'll see how that goes. I'll see how maybe try every other week to put out a podcast to talk about what's going on. And, there'll be basketball, there'll be draft coverage, there'll be things like that. Talk about what happens. Because what I may do is that if it's something like that, then the game, according to me, may become a football podcast only with special editions, where it'll be from football season. It'll be from the first, maybe like the first couple, maybe the last couple of weeks in August, where I do like the prediction shows. And it'll be like the last couple of days in August until the day after the Super Bowl or such. Things like that. We'll wait and see, because football is my bread and butter. Is what I like to talk about. It makes it easier. When it comes to not doing football and doing the podcast, especially when you're doing it by yourself. When you're doing it by yourself, it's kind of not so easy to do things like that, because there are games every week, so you're gonna break down each and every game of basketball. You're gonna break down each and every game of baseball there is, and things like that. And so when you do it in football season, it's just it's once every week. For 20, 23, 24 some odd weeks, right? And you can just break down the stuff, and then you break down some stuff off of that. And then maybe what you can also have is you can have like special um, special episodes, maybe where when you talk about maybe something, maybe you do something, maybe an all-star game special, or this, or maybe you start a you do a MLB preview special in March, or maybe you talk about the end of the NBA season, the playoff preview, in April, along with the draft, and a draft special in April as well. And so on and so on. There's so much stuff that you can maybe talk about and get into. But we'll see. We'll see. I think that would be something that I would. See, I'm already. And this one. That's one of the things that I was going to do with this podcast, and also any type of long form videos I do on YouTube, is that I yawn. I yawn, and I would like to get to the point to where I don't yawn during these things as well. So this yawning usually means that you're tired. But anyway, but yeah, you can, there's so much stuff that you want to do, and so I think this is a good year to try it out. So we will try out as the we will try out the every other week Game According to Me podcast throughout the non-football season. See how that works. See if it feels good to do it. If we have something to talk about, things like that, yada yada yada. And if it doesn't feel like it's working, or if it doesn't feel like that I've had stuff to talk about or anything like that, then yeah, we probably into 2025 we probably will shut it down and maybe just do like some Game According to Me specials that would be both simulcast, both as a podcast and as a YouTube video. So that's something that we may do on that occasion. So yeah, there might be some stuff like that. So that's for the Game According to Me. Now I have my non-sports podcast, The Word According to Me, which is, you guys are hearing this too if you're listening on The Word According to Me, and obviously again, if you're watching this on YouTube, you probably saw both openings to the game and The Word According to Me. So this is on both things. Word According to Me, I've always said that I wanted to do The Word According to Me once a month, and I haven't been doing it because of just for some things. As I said, I've gotten I was again because of the stuff that was going down in North Carolina, things like that, moving to Chicago. I hadn't been doing a lot of podcasts of The Word According to Me. So sometimes it's kind of hard to figure out what to do there, what to talk about with on that podcast. Because that kind of podcast is almost just kind of like, again, doing it by yourself is just kind of hard because you don't necessarily, you have no one to play off of, you have no one to talk to, something like that, yada yada yada. So you're just kind of just talking and just talking about things that that you may not want to talk about. But I think I've got some, this good thing. I think I've found maybe a few things that I could do. When you talk about a podcast, there's the Am I the Asshole from Reddit, with this is always which is always a good topic or two to find and talk about and bring it down. There's things that are happening. It's 2024 is a political year, so there's could be a lot of political topics that I could talk about throughout this, throughout this year, and could be so many other things that go down, and so I have to be. That's something I have to do. I have to be more vigilant with my Word According to Me podcast and talk and if I hear something, And, that's something they can talk about. You know, and also, so I'm going to be doing that. It's still going to be once a month for right now. It's still going to be once per month. Um, but if I can get back into the flow of things, of doing that once a month, have doing the podcast, talking about it, if it's coming together and I can keep doing that and I can, keep it, keep me on track for doing that once a month for every month, then in 2025 I would probably try to do that one and probably for that one to go and do that one to have a every other week type of situation, because you probably could find yourself talking about stuff every other week if you really listen to things. And I listen to podcasts of radio shows, and I'm trying to get back into watching TMZ. I was a big TMZ, a big This Nation fan back when I first was in before I moved to North Carolina, and then North Carolina I wasn't down there, but I'm a thing now, so I am big on it, and I'm trying to get back into watching TMZ at the finding stories in there, and those give me some stories down there to talk about. So let me quickly check. Let me make sure. I got stuff written down. I want to make sure because I didn't want to forget anything. So when it comes to the podcast, we talked about getting back into doing the Word According to Me once a month. We talked about the Game According to Me, how that's going to be on a hiatus for the rest of this football season. Then we're going to be at the playoffs last week. Happening with the playoffs coming up, and then we're gonna take it. The next Game According to Me is going to be the Super Bowl, and then after the Super Bowl, we're gonna try to do a Game According to Me every other week, and that's gonna be on Wednesdays now. It's gonna be on Wednesdays. So when it comes to podcasts, I think I've talked enough about that. So while we are doing that and talking about and done podcasts, so now let's talk about that's the Twitch channel. Let's talk about my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/AJTRIP20, and what I want to happen in the new year this year. Now, as it comes for Twitch, I want to get back to doing my streams. And I want to get back to doing streams on a consistent basis. And I want to get back to doing streams, at some point I want to get back to the point to where I'm doing streams maybe, multiple times a week by the end of this year. And it's something that I want to get the opportunity to do, and I have the opportunity to do it. I had to stop streaming down in North Carolina. For those who follow me on Twitch, and if you don't, twitch.tv/AJTRIP20, who followed me on there, because I had to I had to because of the internet. I was having internet issues, and the internet router was in one room, I was in another room, and like when I first get down there, like the first year or two, it wasn't like that. I had no issues streaming, and no issues whatsoever streaming. And all of a sudden, I think it was 2021. It was 2021. I just couldn't stop streaming. This completely stopped on me, and I had no idea why. And I had no idea why it was just doing it. And I couldn't stream, and I couldn't, there was no, I was getting no, wherever it was calling it, I was getting nothing, no uploads, stuff like that, so that I could stream. And so I couldn't stream my video games. And I wasn't streaming video games. Even though I was playing them, I couldn't stream them. I would log on to stream it, and then it would take like 4 or 5 minutes, and then it would just stop. And it was frustrating, and it was horrible. And then at one point, it came back, and I was able to stream for a little bit while, and then it went away again, and then I could then stream for the rest of the time I was down there, and before I moved earlier this month. But now not only did I move back to Chicago, but I'm now in my room, and the internet router is now in my room, and it's sitting right next to it. So I should, and it's linked up by cable, so I should have no problem streaming whatsoever. And the few times that I have streamed since we've been here since July, June, whatever it has been great. It's been awesome. There's been no issue streaming whatsoever, so that's good. I've got I've got a thing to where I can restream now. Twitch, no, I think from the past, Twitch has not been a big fan of restreaming. Your Twitch streams. I've been doing it anyway, but there was a few things a month ago saying that Twitch is now okay with you restreaming your streams. So that means taking your Twitch stream, and streaming it to other platforms. And whether it's using the Restream actually website, which is something I was using, or whether you was doing something else, using some other type of websites, whatever. But now it's okay to do it. It's not a. I think back in the day, again, I'm not sure because I was doing it anyway. So, but I just think it was looked frowned upon. But I think now they're not looking frowned upon. It's perfectly okay. It's kind of like maybe like the jaywalking thing. You look frowned upon jaywalking, but you really wasn't gonna be arrested or stopped for it, I guess, by a cop. Although it's not legal. That's a bad thing because jaywalking is still illegal. Okay, whatever. But what I'm just saying is that now it's totally fine to do so, and I got a little extra money, and I signed up for a plan again for a year with Restream, where I can restream it to several different websites. I can restream it to my Facebook page. I can which is AJTRIP. I can restream it through my gaming channel. Which, by the way, that also makes me think that I should actually put this video up on my gaming channel as well. So people who follow my gaming channel will watch this, and they can see about Twitch as well. So I think I may do that. I may upload it to my gaming channel. So, but my gaming channel, which is youtube.com/@AJTripGaming. It'll be on my gaming channel. It will be up on my D Live channel, which is another streaming platform that you can sign up for. Daily Motion, although the Daily Motion thing is it's totally broke. It's totally broken, and I can look up on my Daily Motion account, and I don't think there's probably any streams up there. So I'm not sure how to necessarily fix that. And I think I've tried to plenty of times. I just can't get any help from anybody over there at Daily Motion. So what I may have to do is I may just have to I may have to create another account, and then maybe just see if it works on the new account instead of the old account. That's something that I may do with that for the Daily Motion. That's something to think about. And then there's another one. And I've been doing Twitter, but I'm actually thinking I want to maybe stop doing Twitter and maybe do and maybe do another one. Now this big one was on this like Kick, where you stream on Kick, and maybe I might sign up for that and get it up to that. I think you can restream to Kick as well, so maybe that might be something that may happen, but it's neither here nor there. I don't know. I'm not sure, but I'm going to make a decision by the end of this month, because again, like I said, I want to get to having regular streams. I want start with one a week, and then to the point to where by the end of this year, I'm streaming multiple times a week. And I also want to get back to doing stuff that I used to do, again, all the time. And I would have things called Streamageddons. Streamageddon where I would stream like every day for like 2 weeks or for a week, things like that. And that's what I want to do. I want to do one of those this weekend, this year. Excuse me. I'm not sure when. I think I want to. I want. This is what I want to do. I want to do it before football season, because when football season comes around, I won't. I will probably. I'll probably still be doing streams, but it'll probably be a lot tougher to try to do a thing where you stream every day of the week, because it's there's a lot of football and sometimes while I can stream on Saturdays, and I probably can stream on Sundays too. Probably be better to try to just I don't want to interrupt my football, so it's best if we try to get it done by before the football season truly commences and everything like that. But yeah, I definitely want to do. I'm doing like a week, 2 weeks full of streaming every week. I want to get that, and then there's also like I want to participate in September. Where on Twitch where subs are like half off and things like that, and that's another thing. Like that's another reason why I want to get. I want to get to the point to where I'm getting more. I'm getting people to at least follow me more and have more active followers. I have 300 some followers on Twitch. I don't think none of them are active when it comes to the things, and that may have been my fault. That might have been the things I was doing, because when I was trying to get to affiliate, I was doing the things that you can't do on Twitch anymore, which was like doing the things where people were just lurking and things like that, and so that I would get like 3 or 4 people. I would get 3 or 4, watchers, right? But there was not. There was but and then I would have the stream time. But then it's affiliate. So I'm an affiliate, but now it's anything like that. But but competing with that, I'm also doing new things as well. I talked about restreaming to all the websites, and I'm doing anything also where I'm also like on TikTok, and I'm taking my stream on TikTok, and I'm taking the stream and I'm streaming it onto TikTok as well. So I'm doing that. I'm trying, probably the biggest thing is I gotta try to get back into sharing the thing. Sharing. It's a very difficult. It's a very sometimes thing to do. Is sharing your stuff, and I signed back up to IFT, and hopefully those things will start getting back together, and where things will happen and they will shared on its own. I did a video with I did my That's a Shoot video, and I don't think that was shared on like Facebook or anything like that, which is unfortunate. But and on my other Facebook page, but hopefully I can get that back to working, and so that is being shared on my AJTRIP page. Yeah, it was a Try Not to Laugh that I did. I think. Well, no, that was before, and again, it was not shared. So I'm not sure what the hell is going on. So, yeah, but whatever it is, hopefully that is something to come, and that will help. And I need to do other things on Twitter, and it's a pain in the ass to do all that promotion, but I need to do all that promotion, posting the groups and posting, on the and things like that, posting the Discord so that some people will watch me, some people will look and watch things like that. What I am getting is on Discord. I'm getting a lot of people who just want to talk about their graphic design stuff and things like that. And I'm not into that. I'm a very simple person. I stream from the PlayStation 5. I don't need anything like that. I just need you to maybe watch and enjoy it. I need to be more active and maybe that's something else I also need to. I need to, that's maybe also one thing. I need to be more active in maybe other people's streams as well. I'm not sure. I'm just so uncomfortable doing that. I'm so comfortable asking people to do collabs. So uncomfortable going to other people's streams and just commenting and asking them to like look at mine and things like that. So that's something I just don't want to do. So who knows if that happens or not, but. I at the very least need to get back to promoting my stream whenever I do stream. And I need to do that as well. So, and hopefully, again, like I said, as I get to the end of the year, I'll be doing multiple streams, and hopefully, I will have gained a little bit more people knowing my streams and maybe being able to follow me and things like that. So, hopefully, that will happen. So, but yeah, that's what I want to happen this year for me when it comes to the Twitch side of my content. So, to talk about my podcast, we're talking about Twitch. Let's go ahead and let's talk about the YouTube channel and what I want to do on YouTube this year in 2024. And lastly, but definitely not least, let's talk about what I want happen on my YouTube channel. Now, again, being down there in North Carolina affected my YouTube channel viewing a lot, and I'm not necessarily sure. The big thing it was. There were definitely some things that would happen, but at some point my computer just started to go out on me, and I wondered if it was due to the fact that there was a lot of electrical, things during storms, and it would like blast, and it would like shut, do the thing. The computer would cut off, and I wonder if that affected it, the computer to the point to where it just wasn't correctly. There was also the fact that I was starting to use more and more space on the computer, on the hard drive, and I wondered if that was a part of it. So that, like right now, I'm using XSplit to do my recordings on, and it would not record correctly. Like I couldn't pull up a video and watch the video. The video would be all laggy and everything like that, and audio wouldn't be, and it was just awful. You couldn't do reaction videos. You couldn't do try not to laugh. The only thing you could do was just sit down here and do this and do my Dr. Shoots on my long form videos, things like that, where I could just record this, and that was no fun because I just wasn't doing, because I got so much stuff to do, that I really wanted to do and I wanted to talk about, but I couldn't because of what was going on with the computer. But now that I'm in Chicago, I was very lucky enough to be able to upgrade my computer system to the point to where I have what I think is a very effective and fast running computer, and the internet is nothing, like I talked about with the thing. There's nothing wrong with the internet. So the internet is good. I mean, it's in my room, and I'm good. So in 2024, I want to get back to again the way that I was doing it before before living in Chicago. I want to do reaction videos. I want to do try not to laugh. I want to do other things. I want to continue on with That's a Shoot. That's a Shoot. It's every Friday. It's my wrestling thing where I talk about wrestling and only wrestling. And I want to keep that up this year. 52 weeks. I'm trying to do like 45 editions of That's a Shoot. Maybe with, give myself some grace with, maybe missing a week here or a week there. What I am going to do is I'm going to take off. I'm going to take off weeks, from doing content of particularly of all kind, right? No podcasts, no streaming on Twitch, no YouTube videos, anything like that. And I think, and in the way I've done it in the past is that it's just like I'm gonna do like like Christmas weeks. I'll probably do like over the Christmas vacation. I'll probably do like 3 weeks there, where I won't do anything. Maybe and what I do in the past, and I would like to do it again, but we'll see. Is in the past when I did it so that because I was going from Chicago to visit my family in North Carolina, so I would record things and have videos set up so that they would appear as I was gone. I don't know if I'll do that because I don't know if I'll be going anywhere for Christmas this year as well. Maybe here and there, I might do something here and there. I don't know. I'm not sure. I definitely want to just do these whole continue on with everything, the WWE things, and I want to get back into doing the year in review things. So, but I think for the most part, doing those things, I'm just, I'm still gonna have like weeks off where I do it, and I'm probably gonna take, like I talked about, like 3 weeks off during the end of the year, the Christmas vacation, New Year stuff. I'm probably gonna take a week off during spring break. I'll probably take a week or 2 off during the summer, things like that. And I probably, actually, I won't say I want to take a week off. I would say I'll take a week off during Thanksgiving week, but more than likely I won't, because I'll be doing the Game According to Me, that Wednesday, and then probably that Friday I'll probably be doing the Survivor Series, prediction show for That's a Shoot. So I won't say this week, but I'm probably gonna say I'm gonna give myself, like I said, 7 weeks off, so 7 days off for That's a Shoot, and and hopefully 6 of those will be like the weeks of my vacation or anything like that. So that's something that I'm gonna do. But like I said, I want to try to get back into doing things like that. One of the things that I would do is that I would before I moved down to Charlotte is that I would get up in the morning. I get on the computer. I would I get on the computer. I would do. I look at my subscriptions, and then I see if there's a video I wanted to do, and it was fine. I get up and I would do it and to react to, and if there wasn't, then I would just move on today. And that's something that I have to start doing back as well. Find out, see if there's a video that I want to do, in the morning, and it's not, and do it back out. So something I want to get back into. Like I said, try not to last. I want to get back into those. I haven't been able to do those like on a really constructive and consistent basis in a while. I've done my first one of the year. Check that out. I'm going to be doing more. I think you guys are going to love it. I'm gonna try to make sure I get to do 100 this year. Get back to doing 100. Try not to last year. I'm keeping record. I'm keeping score as always. So I think it's gonna be fun. I think what I also wanted to do here is let me check on here. I got reactions. I got try not to last. I think That's a Shoot. So I think that's what that thing is. And then I also want to do another video once a month. Where, something that's not a try not to laugh, a reaction, or a That's a Shoot. Whether it's a top 10 list, whether it's something else, whether it's a a word according to me video. The podcast hosting site that I have for the word according to me, which is different from the game according to me. They're supposed to have YouTube integration where you can take the podcast and upload it to YouTube. Now that's not been happening, the last few videos that I've done. So if I can't get that fixed in this first quarter of the year, then maybe I'll start doing those videos like that and uploading them to YouTube anyway, as maybe some of my other videos. But I got a lot of things. There are video game reviews, which could be a part of that. The movie reviews, since I'm back in Chicago and I have public transportation and Lyft and Uber and all those things, I'll be able to get back out to the movie theaters and see movies and things like that. And that's something that I'll be able to do. Again, like talk about video games. The new video games come out. What usually happens, I usually give it a week or so before I give my review, because I want to do everything as much as I can do in the game, to play the game, to talk about the video game, and just give my truly I think if it's depending, and that's depending on the game. Some games don't need it. You can play it for a couple of days and you can give your review pretty quickly because you've done everything and did everything like that in the game, or played it and everything like that. But usually it's a week from me getting the game, starting the game before I give my review. But yeah, video game reviews, movie reviews. I had a segment before on my channel called AJTRIP. Can AJTRIP finish this? I don't think I will be able to. It's probably something I won't be able to do anymore, due to the fact that I can't. As I get older, my stomach and things like that are not the same. So it was kind of like a food video, but I don't know if I'll be able to do those. As I'm looking at some of my stuff, like the Big Brother weekend review, I don't know if I'll bring that back. I don't know if I'll bring that back. I'll be very honest with you. I've been very disappointed with Big Brother over the last few years, as it's become totally, and it's kind of like its fan base, really. Fan base kind of just, they kind of just, sicken me. They've made it very racial and things like that, and stupid. And this year wasn't too big about race. So that was good. But still, there was it's not the Big Brother that I once loved and wanted to watch and wanted to review and talk about. So I don't know if I would bring back Big Brother Weekend Review. That's something that we'll have to see and talk about. Like I said, there's video game reviews, there's movie reviews, there's there are rapid reactions. Rapid reactions are usually they're usually live streams, and it's usually after it usually happens one of three things. It happens after a wrestling Premier Live event, WWE Premier Live event. That's when rapid reactions first happen. The second reaction is when there's something breaking news, some type of major breaking news. Usually when somebody passes away, or there's some big breaking news in some type of form or fashion where I could talk about it. The last one was CM Punk, getting fired. And it was really one. It was like it was like Bray Wyatt passing away, and then CM Punk getting fired. I didn't do one for Terry Funk, passing away, but it was crazy, right? So that's one, and then there's a third one, and this is usually very rare. when it's when the rapid reaction is taped. Because it's a rapid reaction. I like to do the rapid reaction as quickly as I heard the news. And so sometimes if the news is like, if it's like something that I've heard within the hour, I'll do it. If it's been like an hour, I won't do a rapid reaction, even if it's like major news. Like if God forbid someone very important were to pass away, and I haven't heard it for an hour, then I'm gonna, I don't know if I want to come back to it and talk about it, because it's not a rapid reaction. It just hasn't happened. But I do give myself that hour for like breaking news outside of the wrestling stuff, and with wrestling stuff as well. But on the very rare occasion that I record a rapid reaction, it's because it's probably something that really meant something important to me. Like, and it has been a few hours since this news has been broken, but then I talk about it. Like, I think I did one about Adam West passing away, and I was a big fan of the '60s Batman TV show, that I used to watch as a kid in reruns, and loved it, and I think it had been like a few hours. I was busy watching television or doing my gaming, whatever. And then when I checked Twitter and I saw that Adam West had passed away, and then in a few hours, then I decided to do something like that. So if it's on a rare occasion I do something like that, it's probably something that it's something that I want to talk about, something that meant a lot to me, and something that is just, it just is what it is. So it's something like that. I also have something called point blank period in discussion, and this is just where like I get sick and tired of the debate of something that I think is absolutely stupid. I think absolutely stupid. And that's been like Peyton Manning being the greatest quarterback of all time. It's not Tom Brady, it's Peyton Manning, right? Point blank period in discussion. Michael Jordan being the GOAT, not LeBron James. Point blank period in discussion. And there are some other things as well. Now, because usually in this world it is. It's a lot of things are a shade of gray, and some things you can't have opinions on. You can have opinions, and you can talk about it, and have nuance and things like that. And but there's some arguments that are just fucking stupid, and I don't know why we have them. And so there's that. So basically, what I'm trying to go through is is that with everything that I'm going to try to be doing, with Try Not to Last, with reaction videos, with the weekly That's a Shoots, all of that, I'm also going to do something, give you another video, at least one, is going to involve these topics of video games, and, or a top 10 list, or a movie review, or if something comes to me, a point blank period in discussion, or a video version of the word according to me. Whether it's having to do with my podcast, or whether it's just something else. I every year I do something that is fun. You guys could probably figure it out what that is, and I go there and I have fun, and I document it on here, and it's a part of the word according to me. And again, this year should be no different. So there's that. Again, the rapid reactions. There's always going to be something else. So I'm going to make sure that is that, and I actually should take the rapid reactions out of there, because the rapid reactions are going to be they are automatics. There's something that is automatically going to be done for the most part. Now, I didn't do a rapid reaction to NXT Deadline because I had other things, But most premium live events from WWE, I'm going to do a rep reaction to. So I shouldn't. That should be the given. You know, the givens that you are going to see on this channel. Try not to laugh. Reaction videos, that's the shoots, and rep reactions about premium live events. And then you got the other videos that I'm going to try to do at least one video of those a month. I'll have extra videos so that there's more content for you to consume on my channel. And then, like I said, if I can ever get the podcast right to happen with my podcast, Word According to Me podcast, then that will be a part of that as well. That will be part of the givens. I'm going to try to do that podcast once a month. But again, we'll see what happens in the first quarter of this first quarter of this year. So yeah, that is what I want to happen here for my YouTube channel with all of my YouTube content, and probably every now and then you probably see me doing some shorts too. I don't do shorts too much for TikToks and things like that. When I do a TikTok, I immediately upload it up to YouTube as well. So, but that's very rare that I do it. Maybe I should try to do more TikTok content, so then upload that content up here as well as to Instagram. But don't expect me to try to don't expect shorts from me on a consistent basis unless something starts to happen. Otherwise, this is what you're going to get right here on YouTube. Alright guys, there you have it. A new year, a new me, hopefully. And again, I hope to do all of these things when it comes to YouTube content and the Twitch content and the podcast content. I hope that I can, everything that I said, I hope that I can stay on track with, what I can do, and I hope that by the end of the year, things are looking up for me when it comes to my content and my the things that I want to happen with this content. I think that'll be a great thing. As for anything else, anything else that is like happening, or anything else like that could be talked about, I don't know. I don't think so. So there's nothing else I can think of. But really, I didn't want this to be about me personally or anything like that. I just wanted this about me in the content and what I want to happen with the content. Because basically, what I would really love to do, because I like doing this. This is something that I like doing, and I think it's something that I think I can do on a big thing. And I think what I really would like to have happen is at some point later this, some point down the year, I get to the point where, this is something that I am making money with. Because I'll be honest with you, I'm not making money with this right now. Not on YouTube, not on Twitch, not on the podcast, not anything. I'm not making any money in this. I'm kind of just doing this for, as you just say, I'm just doing this for my health. But it's okay. I want to doing this so that hopefully this does turn into a money making type of thing for me, and that would be great for me, and that would be great for everybody around me who's probably looking at me like, why isn't he working? Why doesn't he have a job? But so doing this would be great, and hopefully that does happen. I'm hoping hopefully that all these things that I want to happen with this turns into, helps me turn it around and starts getting there for me. Because I don't know what else. I don't know what else I really want to do with my life. I want to do this. I don't want to really do anything else. This seems like perfect for me, and so hopefully it turns out to be exactly that. Post your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Do you guys have any questions, any comments? And this is for the YouTube watchers. Do you guys have any comments or any questions or anything about what you just watched? Do you have any questions or comments for me? Post them down in the comment section. I would appreciate them so much. I mean, if you have any suggestions for me, I would appreciate that as well. Yeah, I think it would be maybe good to hear something from you guys. So that would be good. For my um, uh, podcast listeners who are listening to this on the podcast, again, thank you guys so much for listening. I appreciate it. I know it's a very small, short, few of you, but for those who do listen, I appreciate it. Either podcast, it's a big thing. Once again, just to be clear, the Game According to Me podcast is going on hiatus. It won't come back until after the Super Bowl. We're gonna recap the Super Bowl, things like that, and then we're gonna try and do a Game According to Me every other week, something like that. And for the Word According to Me, we'll start with, this is gonna be this month's version. Then we're gonna start again. We'll do another one in February, and that's gonna be once a month. So. But whatever you're listening, wherever you're watching, I appreciate it so much. I always say this at the end of the podcast. I'll say it here. If this is something where you listen to this and you say, well, I would like to support him. And I would appreciate that. There are many ways you can support me. There's patreon.com/AJTRIP to become a patron. Once you become a patron, once I get to a certain amount of patrons, you will be able to determine what you will see on my YouTube channel. What video games I play on my Twitch channel, I would have to have the video game, and what I would talk about on my podcast, The Word According to Me. When I talked about my podcast, I talked about sometimes it's tough. Sometimes it's tough to come up with topics. Well, you gotta get yourself on patrons. You can bring up the topics you want me to talk about. So there is that. There's also a way to support me as well through my podcast. The link should be down in the description box below. Whether you're again watching on YouTube or you're, listening to wherever you find your podcast, you can go to the link in the description box. It should be like Spotify for podcasters.com/support or something like that. And then there's 3 tiers when you go to there. It's a 99-cent tier, a $4.99 tier, and a $9.99 tier. You can do that, and you can support me that way. But times are tough, times are rough, times are hard. We're just coming off of the Christmas things where you probably spent your money buying, stuff for your kids, stuff for your significant others and your family. So you may not have the money to financially support me, and that's fine. The fact that you listen and watch is good enough. But I would ask you, if you do just listen to the podcast, if you do just watch the YouTube videos, please click a thumbs up, share the video, share the podcast all over your social media. And so when you do that, maybe we're coming across new listeners, coming across new viewers, and that could help me out as well. Very much so. And also rate my podcast. That helps as well. So thank you guys again so much for listening, so much for watching, and let's make 2024 a great year for both you and myself. As always, it's just your boy, AJTRIP, signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there. And I am out.